Now, electric cars, wind turbines, higher energy bills, that's how our lives are likely to change over the next 15 years after the Energy Secretary Chris Huhne set out plans to halve Britain's carbon emissions by 2027. That'll cost each household at least £50 a year. It came at a difficult time for Mr Huhne, who's facing allegations that he asked someone else to take his speeding points and their driving licence. Here's our science correspondent, Tom Clark.
It's been a stormy spell for the Climate Secretary. Fending off a deeply personal attack on his political reputation, he's also been at war with his cabinet colleagues. For a time, it looked like he might lose a fight over cuts to carbon emissions, as well as lose his job. But victory for now is his. Not only was he present in the Commons today, but he got to announce the ambitious climate targets he's been fighting for.
The fourth carbon budget places the UK at the leading edge of the global low-carbon industrial revolution. It will set Britain on the path to green growth. It will establish our competitive advantage in the most rapidly growing sectors of the world economy. It will generate jobs and export opportunities in these sectors.
The carbon budgets commit Britain to a stepwise reduction in emissions every 5 years. Chris Huhne has just secured agreement on this one, covering the period 2023 to 27. Overall, it calls for a massive 50% cut in carbon emissions compared to 1990 levels. Getting there means stopping carbon emissions, with 90% of our electricity coming from renewable sources by 2030. There would need to be nearly 12.5 million electric cars and vans on the roads, and to reduce our dependence on gas, 8 million British households will need to revolutionise the way they heat their homes. That means 8 million more heat pumps like these made in Essex by Calorex. Like an air conditioner in reverse, they use a small amount of electricity to harvest heat from the air or soil around your home. Today's announcement is a major reassurance for firms like this.
Initially, there's going to be more training to do, awareness, and of course, by creating the right supply chain through to consumer use, that will inevitably then increase our business opportunities.
But it is we, the consumer, who'll end up paying for the great carbon shake-up. By 2020, plans for the electricity sector alone will add at least £50 to the average annual electricity bill. With targets so ambitious, there are many who wonder whether they are realistic at all, especially as the economy is struggling. But the body behind them says the pain is worth the ultimate economic gain.
It's a very ambitious target that underpins this carbon budget, but we've set out the measures that could deliver it. They are through technologies either that are available now or that will be available in the near future. So if we get the right policies in place, if we get those investments in clean power generation, if we get people used to renewable heat technologies in this country, if we get people thinking about buying more carbon efficient cars, then yes, we can meet the carbon budget and it will benefit us to do so.
There was one important caveat in the plans laid out today, a review in 2014 giving the government the option to water down targets if the rest of Europe lags behind our ambition. While that would please some, companies like this who are investing in a low carbon economy would be left high and dry.